Hey everybody, I'm that girl Goddess. Um, About to get ready to go to one of my sites, and I'm just gonna address this to the men and female. Y'all listen to this, cause I know a lot of y'all gonna be mad. Why do y'all men continue to take out these females that's talking to y'all wallet and calling y'all broke? First of all, they broke. They don't have nothing, and the only way they was gonna get the experience was through y'all. And they wanted to use that to have the experience, so for bragging rights, and put it on the camera acting like they so much, but they couldn't even get a man for real, the ones that's doing it. And the ones that did get a man, they have several. I look at you men, when you take a woman out, you just meeting her. I'm gonna tell you, Olive Garden and Cheesecake Factory is way too much, but when you getting to know somebody, know them, but don't let them know your wallet. Okay? You can take them. I mean, I tell everybody, you can take them anywhere. Red Robins, um, I mean, Red Lobster, Sonic. You just going to eat a sandwich or drink a coffee, any little coffee shop, and get a sandwich or anything. Why are you spending all this money? Two, three, four, $500. Who are you trying to fool? They in the hood talking about eating at the spending five, six, or more thousands of dollars, bringing their friends along. I mean, they friends pimping them at this point. That's not a date. Now, I understand when you have a date and you ask two people like your uncle or cousin or his girlfriend, tell them the spot y'all gonna be at, and they come up there, and later on you cash app them the money from going out their way to make sure you was safe unless things go left. Okay? But the way things is now, I just look at you men. Y'all want to go to a restaurant, let them order food, and then, oh, I'm not paying. You make things straight before you get there. Just let them know, look, this is my budget. We're going to stay within this. Tell me now if you want to come. If you don't, cool. And keep it pushing. But see, a lot of y'all want to play up because you want to hit it. That ain't it. Okay? And I look at people, y'all want to do all of that, but y'all ain't went to the health department. I just look at these people. See, I believe in marriage. I don't do all that in the street. That wasn't my motto. I made a few mistakes in my past. And when I say a mistake, I mean one time with probably no more than two or three people in my whole life. But this, live like that on purpose, I tell people I'm not living like that on purpose. Okay? You either love me or leave me. If you don't want to make a commitment, okay, bye. I don't care if I was deeply in love. Bye. Because I can't be in love by myself. Love invests. And if you don't want to invest, bye. I don't want to be bothered. I want you to move on so I can put somebody of quality there. Allow them to come step up. Okay? You men that don't want to communicate, bye. That's just how I am. Bye. You can't establish a relationship without good communication. A lot of times y'all don't want to say nothing because y'all caught up in a whole lot of stuff. Sorry, I'm taking my jacket off. You know, and I'm just not the one for it. It's like, and I know I'm a good woman, but at the same time, the foolishness has to stop. Okay, it just has to stop. It don't make sense. Let me turn this off. It doesn't make sense for y'all to be, and when y'all going on dates nowadays and they say Gen Z, it's because y'all both hurting each other. You're both trying to get over on each other. There's no truth, no loyalty, just a bunch of games. And you know what games get you? Destruction. Tricks are for kids. Y'all need to grow up and become adults. Y'all was already raised bad because the government had half these parents made it outlaw for them to spank you, no consequences. That's why over half of y'all can't read, because you do not respect your teacher. And the teachers sit up and put up with it. Y'all need cameras in the classroom. Start expelling them kids. Do like Detroit did. Start giving them kids tickets. I bet you their parents stopped telling them to act a fool, because the parents was telling them to act a fool because they wanted to get a disability check, playing like the kids couldn't learn. But see, Detroit schooled a whole lot of them parents, because they took them kids to them special programs, and when them kids came home, them kids was reading. See, the game is on y'all. And if you really want to know the truth, they already saying, what's the difference between a kid that has special needs, talking about slow, I ain't talking about disability, and a regular child. It don't cost you no more money. So y'all better be careful, because they talking about cutting them checks. Okay? These parents never had a job. You know you're supposed to work 20 hours at least minimum wage. Don't be surprised if the government come after you. I mean, they let it happen. I wouldn't want to see it, but they did put it into place. Can they prosecute? Technically, yeah. Y'all don't want to get up and get a job. When you have children, women, you are responsible for half, and the men is responsible for half. All this high extreme child support, I'm going to tell you, a whole lot is about to change. Like y'all go out and try to have babies by these basketball players. These DNA tests must be mandatory. Because, I was talking to a guy, I just tell the truth. Most people, children nowadays, if it's 6 children, there's a possibility of 4 baby daddies. And I was like, long as the kids was taken care of, I don't look down on it. But then I look at these women. Why do you purposely go out here and make children? If you couldn't take care of the first 2, why are you having more? And then one time out, how I'm gonna feed my kids? By you getting up off of your lazy, trifling behind and getting a job. That's how you're gonna feed your children. I'm just saying, that's how everybody else did. That wasn't depending on the system. The system was not put in place for you to just make babies and they put a roof over your head. The system was put into place because some men was beating their wives, and they separated and went into hiding. They need to load. They didn't have no job, so they need to be able to house them. Different shelters was taking those women in for DV, and they established that. And back in the day, they did not want to hire females or African Americans. So the stuff was put into place for protection in order to provide for the children, and y'all made it a lifestyle. Then, and I'm going to talk about this group. Y'all talking about reparation. I know for a fact a lot of reparation was paid. Y'all think y'all going to get it, but you're not going to hustle the government. They hustle. They hustling us better than woo, a crackhead on the street. Okay? It's just like, oh my God, there's so many things put into place. I just look at it like it's an overkill. The government taking people, RVs, and all that kind of stuff. But let me get back to what I was talking about, because I'm trying to be one of the people who stay focused on the subject now. You men, y'all got to look at the red flags. If a female walk up to you and talking about you broke, first of all, you maintaining your lifestyle, they ain't got no reason to comment on your financial status. If you satisfied, then be satisfied. If they want to date you, then they're going to accept you for who you are, just like you got to accept them for who they are. But you don't have to accept all their children. The children may live in a home with them, but you don't have to provide for their children. Them children have baby fathers. They responsible. These females break up with these men on purpose, and over half of them don't know who the baby daddies is. I'm just going to tell you how it is. That's why. And they're looking for a bunch of suckers to take care of their children. Look, if you love that woman, she love you, and y'all doing it together, and they got children, then y'all do it together. But don't feel like you obligated. And I know it's that new law. I forgot what the name of it is, that if you give up a woman, y'all separate, and you was looking out for her child, they want to put you on child support. That's not right at all. It's not your child. Because ain't nobody, no federal people, all people in the government and Congress and all that kind of stuff, a whole lot of them men got outside children too, if you really want to know the truth. And that they're not taken care of because they got money. Just like a lot of entertainers got kids all through the neighborhood. We seen that stuff. We tried to tell that guy that was Jay-Z, He don't want to do that blood test DNA, but it should have been court ordered like everybody else. But when he got money, it's above the law. I'm just saying. But I look at that young man. You grown. Your mama. May she rest in heaven. And I look at you. You turned out swell. Leave them people alone. Okay? Stop chasing someone who don't want to be bothered, because you grown now. There's no such thing as back child support. They're not going to give you nothing. Okay? You got to go to people with character. It's a whole lot of entertainers that's like that. Okay? Well, I'm that girl goddess, and I'm just telling these men, start cutting these females off. Y'all want to talk about a good woman. There ain't no good woman talking about you spend $500-$600. That's not even financially good. Okay? You can just meet somebody you're going to spend that kind of money. You invest in who you love. And the Bible only tells you to be a provider for your wife. I'm that girl goddess. Bye.